Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Linda if you're new here, and on my channel we learn how to homestead, make things from scratch and just learn how to cook. Because I basically now I'm learning, but before I wasn't the best if you guys scroll back to the very beginning. So today we are making apple hand pies. And I had stopped and got the Kerry Gold Irish butter because I heard that's the best. It's only $3. Up in the Rapids, it's a lot more expensive than where we moved to. So we're going to put in this large bowl our flour and our salt. I will be right back. All right, so 2.5 cups of flour, and I think it's a half a teaspoon of salt. I am using Redmond's real salt. I literally just got turned. That's Beast going down the stairs. I literally just got turned onto it. Now we're going to cut our butter into small chunks. We went to Walmart this morning because after I had gotten these apples from the food pantry, I knew I wanted to do apple hand pies because I've never ever done it. And I have done apple pies a lot. If you go on my channel, you will see. So, or apple desserts, like an apple dump cake and an apple pie. I then thought when I seen this little bag of apples, I'm like, how cute. I just cut myself, that's okay. How cute to make apple ham pies. Then we're gonna cut, I think it says make a well. I'm just gonna stir with my knife. We're gonna add our butter. So we went to Walmart to get some other stuff, and my husband so kindly bought me a pastry cutter because I was only using a fork. Here comes a Nini. This is my first time using a pastry cutter, and I'm gonna say it's definitely working better than a fork. If you have a food processor, you could do that. I don't. Hey guys, I'm just jumping on here. And it's so funny watching it back because I'm like, oh my goodness, look at how fast the speed has me going. I'm definitely so happy that I have a hand pastry cutter now. That is going to make my dough making possibilities so much easier in life. I'm super happy. I will be right back. I have to get lemon juice, sour cream, and a half a cup of ice water. I am still very much getting used to this kitchen. It is getting a lot better. It was just super hard for me at first. So here's our 1/2 cup of ice water. And let me go back up. A 1/2 cup of sour cream and 4 teaspoons of fresh lemon juice. I have bottled lemon juice. It's going to be just fine and just as good. So 4 teaspoons of lemon juice. Eight ounces is 1 cup, so we need half of this sour cream. So we're going to take half and plop it out. And we're going to whisk that together. I still don't know where things are. But when I did take the time to film my vegetable broth, like this type of stuff makes me feel more like me. Where school is bringing me depression because it's so hard. That's all right though. We're gonna get through it. I add to the flour mixture using a fork. Gently toss and stir together until large clumps form and all the flour has been moistened. Using your hands, pat the dough into the ball and wrap it into plastic wrap. So let me get the plastic wrap. Because once my hands come full of dough, we're gonna set this right here so it stays straight. Let me get a fork. And now we are going to I'm gonna do it slow. It doesn't say whether to do it fast or slow. This is my first time ever doing hand pies. I got the idea from watching Becky at Acre Homestead a long time ago. Obviously, I don't think she's done apple hand pies in a while, but I tried the Needy Homesteaders apple dump cake. Super good. And then I've done apple pie and canned it. And then I had these apples and I thought, what can we do? We're getting our dough there. Okay, I'm going to now use my hands. You can sneak past, I'll edit you out. Oh, they can't even see you, you're perfect. Now what I did here is you don't want to touch the dough too much because the heat of our hands will melt the butter. My hands are always a little colder than they should be. So I'm not too worried about my hand heat. That's just something to keep in mind if you run a little hotter. We are at a lower elevation here too, so I shouldn't need more water because of the fact we're at a low elevation. I should get 14 to 20 apple hand pies. We got our dough. It's a little crumbly. That's all right. We're going to put this in the refrigerator for up to an hour. It's fine if you make this ahead of time and it stays in the refrigerator for 2 days. I heard it's good in the freezer for up to 1 month. So I'm just going to wrap my dough up and put it in for an hour. And I'm happy to report that everybody is starting to feel more at home. The boys are doing very good at school. They're actually making friends. I'm happy. So we will come back. I'm going to peel the apples. I could film it. I'm going to use my apple peeler. They're very tiny. I'm going to do more. The recipe calls for 2 Granny Smith apples. I'm going to probably do at least these are very tiny apples. This is the size of 1 apple. Let me come around and show you. My one little apple. These are babies. My hand's not a very big hand, but you see that? They're tiny. So I'm probably going to peel all of those. Whatever we don't use, I'll make a cinnamon something. I'm going to put this in the fridge. All right, I have peeled 12 apples. The recipe originally calls for 2 large apples. As I showed you, they are small. So I did 12. Now we're going to cut and core. Everybody's adjusting to life down here, and that's what is the most important, is that we're all getting used to this is our new life, and we have to get used to it. I definitely have one more big change in store, and that is me switching jobs. We are talking about buying another house. I'm not even looking because we don't close on our current house until March 3rd. So I don't even want to look at other houses because you know what? For it being a seller's market, they are still getting snatched up left and right. I think it's a lot of first-time home buyers, so it's hard for me when I know what the prices were 3 years ago and what they are now. And I think I'll find my perfect property. I just don't want to look right now because there's nothing. I've seen what they had. It's not the best. There's this one house. I think it was like, I want to say I think it was 300,000 for something like that, like up there, 349. And it was just beautiful, but that was the one that I liked. And the problem is I want land. If we're doing this, I definitely want to have a little spot carved out for us. I don't want to just buy another city house because I loved the inside of my last house. I loved that house so much, but I do not want to do another small property again. I definitely want at least like a half an acre. I'm not asking for the world. I'm asking for very small. But I would die if we found like an acre. That would make my heart so happy. And now we're just getting these apples all sugared up. This was so easy. And so, well, I mean, this part was so easy. The hand pie part, I'm making them bigger next time so I don't got to stand there and do that for as long. That was interesting. Okay, so now we moved it over to the stove. We're going to cook it for like 8 to 10 minutes. I'm going to take you guys over there. The lighting is not the best. It is what it is. We just have to keep on trying. But it's safe to say we're pretty like settling right where we are. Like is fine. It's the rent, guys. The rent is a lot. All right, so we got that done. I'm gonna turn it off and leave the lid on, and I'll bring you guys back when we are assembling the hand pies to throw them in the oven. See you soon. I definitely want to apologize for this angle. This was my first like real cooking video in this kitchen, and this whole angle kills me. Let's watch me. I do get it together and fix it, and I didn't know if I should cut this out. So I thought keep it because otherwise you just aren't going to see it. Like, even though, I mean, you do see the dough, but I mean, I'm not happy with this angle, and I'm apologizing because it's not the angle I thought I had, but I will be more careful in the future. And now I'm getting the hang of this kitchen. It's just learning a brand new kitchen. But the rent is a lot. And so my theory is if we're buying a house, we should just buy a house and pay the mortgage. We would have to talk with our renters. What are they called? Landlords. We'd have to talk with our landlords and tell them like, hey, this is what we want to do. Sorry for breaking the lease. Keep the security deposit, but we want to be out. We want to have our own house again. There's nothing wrong with renting. The key for me, the difference between renting and owning for me is when I own, I can do whatever I want. I can, like, I don't know if I should say this here in case the landlord sees this, right? But my dog ate their kitchen floor, and now I have to fucking fix it. Sorry for swearing, but now I have to fix it. And I don't wanna. But if that was my house, I wouldn't have to worry about something like that. Well, I would. My dog would still eat the kitchen floor. But I left Beast out to see if he would be okay by himself because I feel bad leaving him in the kennel when I go to work. And the Neeners is not okay by himself. He had separation anxiety. So the safest spot for him is in the kennel for now. But I definitely do want to just have my own house. I can own whatever animals I want. I don't have to ask permission. I just like that part of owning. This was, like, they're cute, but then I didn't have a biscuit cutter. So I wasn't able, if I don't have a biscuit cutter, I just use what I remember from making biscuits was using my I'll think of it, my jar lid, my mason jar lid. So that's what I used for that. And I wish they were a little bit thinner and more pliable. Next time I know that I could do my ham pies in any form. It doesn't have to be this form. I do got more apples from the food pantry. I did not film that haul this week. I'm not sure if that's something you guys are interested in seeing. And right now I know I have 2 other grocery hauls. I'm trying to break them up because it just happened that way. Like the food pantry haul I wanted to show you guys. Walmart was an original haul. And then I went to Aldi's and was blown away by the freaking prices. And I did a haul because I was so excited that I spent under $200 for all that food. And I just had to show you guys. So I definitely wanted to get this video out to break up the hauls because that's what I've just been filming. I don't know why. Right now, though, when I get up from this rest, I'm going to start a French strawberry cake. And I'm going to make that, and we're going to see how that turns out. And I'm going to film it for you guys. And I think I'm going to get back into the meals of the week. Right now, today, we're doing like a breakfast skillet kind of for our meals of the week. And I definitely want to get back into more of my cooking. And pretty soon it's going to be garden videos. So we're going to be doing a lot coming up. And that's another thing. Like, I don't want to move if we're going to be having a garden. There's so much up in the air. I hope we figure this out soon with our future. But those reminded me of little empanadas. And I'm so proud of myself. I used to be so afraid of making a pie crust because I remember my sister told me it was the hardest thing to make. And now look at me, pie crusting it up and just doing it. They're not that hard. They shouldn't be too intimidating, but they can be extremely intimidating. And I ended up having just enough of that pie filling for these little baby empanada apple pies. That's what they remind me of, as little empanadas. And they were so good, you could just not eat just one. Like, you had to have at least 2. And the egg wash made them even better. There was egg and water wash. It was so good. And looking back, it's like, I want to make them again, but they were time consuming. If anything, make an apple pie and it's not as time consuming. It's easier. But these were delicious. And I'm so happy I had the chance to try them with our apples that we got. That was so cool. This time at the food pantry, they had a lot of fruits and veggies. It's hit or miss. You never know what you're going to get. You never know if you're going to get a lot of fruits and veggies, or if you're not going to get a lot of fruits and veggies. So I'm glad that this time we got the more fruit because it gives me more opportunities to make things with it. Now, today, I just want to make applesauce for the kids and just let them have applesauce, not even enough to can it. But this is the end of the video, and I want to thank you guys so much if you made it this far. Please don't forget to subscribe, and just hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed day. And look at my beautiful baby apple pies. They were delish.